Check.
Bitch, 나는 solo.
Hey, parents!
두려움 설렘 감동 뒤엔 이별 눈물 후회 그리움 홀로인 게 좋아 난 나다워야 하니까
Okay, let's do this, baby.
구름 위에 별들처럼 멀리 가고 싶어 밝게 빛나고 싶어 Now I'm going slow-mo Bitch 나는 solo I'm going solo lo 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 lo
Test, test, test.
I'm going solo lo 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 lo
All right, test. Oh no, what the freak? Yo, okay, that's better. What happened? Okay, it's chatting. Yo, what's good, friends? Oh, what the heck? Why am I hearing double? There he goes. Alright. Alright, yo, what's good, gamers? What's good? My name is Dr. Ryan Charles Psych Sensei, and welcome to the new stream. We'll see how it goes, but welcome. Welcome to this Nerd Out session. I thought that some people would be studying, and so why not study with you? I'm continuing this journey looking at cognitive endurance, and hopefully I can put together some interesting research stuff and present it maybe on Friday or whatever. Also, next week, Monday, I'm going to be back with Mind and Munchies with Casey. And so we're going to be talking about cognitive endurance. And so I'm doing a bunch of research before then. So if you want to hang out, learn about it now, learn about it later, whatever you want to do. But if you like what I do here, please visit my website, psychsensei.com, where you and I can fill out a free consultation form, and you and I can sit down and figure out your win condition today, or work on your cognitive endurance. If not, give me a follow on Twitter or on X. I try to drop some new content every single day, either on TikTok or YouTube. So if you want to go follow me there, please go check out all those free pieces of content that I pump out and slave over every single day. So if you want to visit my TikTok or my YouTube channel, it should be down or up there with all my socials. Or like I said, visit psychsensei.com and you can get all the links today. Alright, well I hope you're doing alright. And also, this is more fun if y'all want to talk to me instead. So take me on a train, your thoughts train, wherever you want to go. Ask me questions. Let's make this a conversation. But if no one wants to, I'm just gonna let the ADHD flow and jump into some articles. What do you say? Don't be shy. Come say hi. All those good things. Alright, so yesterday we were talking about grit, resilience, and related factors to sustained effort despite adversity. And the thing that really got me going, or got me like thinking about it, was they defined grit. Well, I like that they did this, like compared this whole thing to like a battery, and I've been comparing it to like a monobar, so like a mental monobar. But what's really interesting is that they're basically saying that grit. Where was I? Lower. Here. They're basically saying that, like, grit and hardness is something you got or you don't got it. You have it or you don't have it, which is unlucky. But self-control and resilience is something that you can build. So we're just kind of reading into it because my question was, how do you develop then self-control and resilience? But what I like about it is, like, it's not all lost. Basically, you can grow these two. But I'm guessing too, my other questions is, how do you get grit or hardiness? And it'd be kind of junk if you just can't. You know what I mean? But I'm guessing it comes down to motivation and things like that. But they're also saying, I think, where did I leave off? It was on self-controls are mental strategies. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from stuff. So we're just going to read this through. Each concept represents distinct contributors with decades of literature supporting the idea, which will be discussed in depth below. Broadly speaking, though, grit and hardness represent trait-based factors that predispose an individual to perseverance in the pursuit of long-term goals, thus depict how long an individual can sustain effort effectively. How much charge in the battery can it hold? Did I write this down here too? Yes. Where is it? Grit represents the individual ability to endure challenge and persist through harsh times while sustaining their interest in the task at hand. By comparison, hardness potentiates attributes that promote individual success despite adversity. So I guess that's why they go hand in hand. It's like, can you sustain through hard times? The remaining two factors of self-control and resilience represent energy management in the model. So battery consumption, whereas personality traits potentiate maximum individual charge for the psychological battery. Effective strategies can enable better energy management. Did I write that down here? Yep. To affect both expenditure and recharging. In essence, they represent another path to enhancing endurance through strategy and intervention rather than predisposition through personality. So, it doesn't, what I like about these two things is, even though, even if you have a smaller battery, and I guess in this one example, size does matter, what matters more is how you use it. So, again, size may not matter, but what may matter is how you use the battery. How do you use the energy coming out of it? So, even if you have a big battery, but don't know how to manage your load of battery, it may not matter. Versus if you have a smaller battery, smaller capacity, but you're more efficient at managing your load. So I guess, does size matter? Or is it how you use it? That's so funny. To me, at least. Alright. Self-control, right here. In essence, self-control represents mental strategies that allow an individual to control unwanted impulses and embrace more positive behaviors. This factor control how much energy expenditure is required to sustain effort, wherein more effective mental strategies can potentiate psychological endurance by making taxing elements less draining upon the individual. I also would throw chunking behaviors or the concept of chunking into this. So if you learn things, you become more efficient at understanding and executing things. So makes sense. Self-control strategies could likewise enable the individual to throttle up expenditure for situations when maximal exertion is beneficial. Finally, resilience represents individual ability to bounce back following adversity, which, for the psychological battery, depicts how quickly an individual can recharge. Strong resilience would imply that an individual can recharge quickly and to full capacity, whereas poor resilience would imply that recharging is a long and inefficient process. All four factors thus embrace the battery metaphor in different ways, yet all four are significant to sustaining psychological endurance. Put this note here. So batteries can come in all shapes and sizes, but it depends how you use it and steward that energy, and or how fast you can restore that battery seems to be more of the issue or the challenge. Alright, methodology and background. Concepts for the psychological endurance model were chosen due to their prevalence in training materials employed to enhance performance within military populations. For example, the U.S. Navy utilized multiple training programs to better prepare personnel for military service. These initiatives were explicitly designed as peer-to-peer programs with two key points. First, as peer-to-peer programs, personnel are intended to convey the concepts taught at one level to another personnel within the organization. Okay, so teaching. Clarity explanation is thus critical to success implementation. Second, these programs regulate these concepts such as toughness, grit, and resilience while encompassing a holistic approach that integrates physical and psychological elements. This latter point provides a robust programmatic basis for performance improvement, but also the potential for confusion. Grit and resilience, for example, represent distinct concepts within psychological literature with different implications that could adversely affect their implementation if improperly conflated. Moreover, as peer-to-peer programs, these initiatives require personnel without advanced psychological training to convey these ideas to new personnel. The combination creates the potential for miscommunication by the trainer and confusion by the trainee. So basically, they're using people to describe it to each other. But if they don't describe the terms well to each other, that could screw up the entire thing. The primary goal of psychological endurance model was to provide an educational tool to investigate these various concepts in a way that could be concisely and clearly conveyed by personnel in a peer-to-peer performance enhancement group. However, the intent also required strengthening the connection to the psychological literature to support anecdotal, and I know that word, but I can't say it right now. It's like when you have the experience, you're talking about it. Evidence put forth by service members who helped design the original programs. Therefore, the concepts were chosen given the prevalence in training materials and the psychological literature. When definitions contradicted one another, for example, uses of resilience better described grit. Deference was given to the psychological literature as a more empirical and consistent source of evidence. From these military training materials, the psychological literature, four distinct concepts were identified as critical components of the training with clear differentiation in the literature: grit, hardiness, self-control, and resilience. These four components form the basis of psychological endurance model. Okay, I guess they're just talking about the model. Fine. Okay. What the fuck? It's a long ass paper, holy shit. I want to see how they trained it, bro. I mean, I get it, but did they actually train it, or did they just talk about it? That's my question. Okay. I guess they just measured it, huh? Alright, let's read about it. Alright, let's talk about grit. The ability to sustain effort and interest during long-term goals. This component functions with two related but distinct facets. The first facet is effort. Gritty individuals are willing to sustain even high effort over long periods of time as they move to accomplish a particular goal. Previous evidence has thus shown a strong link between grit and conscientiousness, indicating a parallel between these constructs. Conscientiousness, if you want to measure that, bro, go like search up Ocean Big 5 test and you can look at your conscientiousness. The second facet is interest. Gritty individuals, I should write this down. Okay, so okay. The first facet is effort. The second facet is interest. What's really interesting too about grit that they don't talk about is I guess a prerequisite to grit is purpose or intention. Like, I don't think you can't have grit without knowing why you're doing it or like how this is going to contribute to something in the future. Like, interest is good, but intent may be better. Like, what I mean by that is like, yeah, you can put high effort to something and you can be interested in something, but if you don't know how this is going to pay off to the future, it's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? For example, like, you may put high effort into League of Legends, and you may have high interest in League of Legends, thus you persist playing League of Legends, but if there's no point to playing League of Legends, it might fall off in the long run. Or for example, like, you may have high effort towards your mindfulness practice, and you may be interested in mindfulness, but if you don't have a purpose for it, or you don't see improvement, or you don't see like how it's contributing to your life in a positive way, I don't think you'll have grit for much longer to do the mindfulness, you know? Gritty individuals demonstrate high levels of interest in achieving some particular goal, and this interest remains strong over time. However, motivational correlates can also impact grit. So pleasure, meaning, and engagement all significantly contribute to grit, as these motivational factors help an individual sustain its desire over time. Dude, my dog is snoring. Grit incorporates elements of passion and perseverance into a single construct, albeit there remains some debate about the extent to which these facets and motivational factors combine within the higher order construct of grit. Passion and perseverance. Okay. For psychological endurance, grit has been demonstrated as a predictor of success and retention for intense situations such as achievement in education, athletics, and military service. How do you test grit, though? Oh, here's the measure. Its core contribution indicates how much adversity an individual would endure in support of a long-term goal, given the enormous effort required. In this context, effort becomes expressed as the actions necessary for advancement and achieving success within a given performance environment. Still, grit must be understood in the context of primarily a personality trait. So you got it or not? I guess. I mean, you know, like, do you have grit or not? But honestly, when I think about that, I really do think it comes down to intention. I don't know if intention... I mean, if I was going to take it away from a personality trait, as in, like, you got this or not, something that I would, like, think about would be, do you have the intention and purpose, and you understand that, thus you can be gritty, versus I have grit, I don't. Effort is sustained through interest, and the factors that sustain interest, pleasure, meaning, and engagement, and so forth, cannot be arbitrarily determined. Developing an interest in science, mathematics, art, and other fields represents choices and preferences deeply ingrained into that individual. I mean, I guess if you're like, I guess games or like competition can be a personality trait that you can kind of bend grit into, maybe. At least I hope that's what they're saying. If not, I guess you're screwed. These components become tools to build morale and enhance grit for both the mutual benefit of the individual and the organization when these motivational factors align with the demands of sustained performance. I should probably like... I should have put that earlier, but here we are. These components become thus, while grit may be a critical characteristic in high-performing individuals, enhancing grit represents a long-term investment into personal development. Oh, that's a deep one. That is deep. Okay, so if you want to measure grit, one of the most common grit measures is a short grit scale. I would be very interested in this. Can you look this up? Is this free? This would be dope. Oh, ba-bam! Look at that. Okay, let's save that for later. Okay, cool. Short grit scale. Look at this. I'm into this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this one. Look at that one. Dude, that's crazy. So if you want to measure your grit, you could. Using this scale. The short grit scale. Short grit. And it's easy. Alright. All you need to do... Well, you have to be honest, first and foremost, which I know might be challenging. But look at this stuff, since it's a personality, and then you score it right here. Bam! And you can check your own grit to see how gritty you are. This tool has been exceptionally well validated with multiple investigations to, exploring the underlying factor structure. There are two versions of the Grit S, as either an 8-item scale or a 12-item scale. Which one is this? This is your 8-item scale. Let's see if we can find the 12-item scale. This is a 10-item score. Oh, here it is. Pfft. Look at that. There's a 12-item score. Bro, your Psych Sensei has got you. This is short. This is 12 items. Bro, your Psych Sensei has got all the resources for you. What can we say? This is the 12-item scale. Oh my god. Alright, so there you go. You got two scales for grit. Okay. The latter 12-item version has 4 unique questions that underscore total pursuit and may therefore contribute to success over time. For example, 2 additional questions in the 12-item version are: I become interested in new pursuits every few months, and my interests change from year to year. The 12-item version may be valuable to capture additional elements related to sustained interest when the context involves a some long-term goal. There are other grit scales, such as the these two, or the BISS 8 scale. I'll bet this survey is a German version of the grit one. Okay, fair. Moreover, some versions of the Grit S are short enough to accommodate a high volume of respondents in relatively little time. This characteristic makes the Grit S an ideal tool to measure in support of psychological endurance. You know, that's really interesting. I think it's going to be important. If you really wanted to, I think it's cool to take the 12. I mean, it's, what, 4 items longer? But I think this might help you to understand at least where you are, to see if this is a grit thing for you. And then I really wonder, I mean, look at these questions. I have overcome setbacks to conquer an important challenge. Somewhat, very much like to not at all. New ideas and projects sometimes distract me from previous ones. I think this is, honestly, what I like about this scale is interesting because it's not clinical. So, I mean, even maybe if you have ADHD or whatever, this may be addition. I really wonder how this correlates with ADHD and impulsiveness. All right. Hardiness. Concept. First introduced in 1979, hardiness describes a personality construct. Alright, hardness, also a personality construct. Okay. Hardiness. Hardiness describes a personality construct that helps protect against the adverse effects of stress. 3 factors combine as essential contributors to individual hardiness. I like this. Alright, 3 factors combine as essential contributors to individual hardiness: commitment, control, and challenge. Alright, commitment predisposes an individual to become involved as opposed to detached or isolated, which could include commitment to people, things, or ideas. I mean, maybe that's your problem. Maybe it's a commitment problem. Okay, let me move these up a little bit. This is interesting. Actually interesting. Okay. Okay, commitment, that's 1. Okay, control describes attempts to actively influence outcomes rather than allowing passivity to become a sense of powerlessness. Hardiness. That's interesting. I really like how these bigger terms are made up of smaller terms. Okay. Finally, challenge often represents an imbalance between resources and demands, or alternatively, some discrepancy between current abilities and future goals. I've also heard that stress is, well, I had a intro to psychology teacher, ABG, shout out to you, and something that ABG used to say is, the definition of stress is a lack of resources, but you should never be stressed in this class because you'll always have an abundance of resources. And I guess that's kind of true, because I mean, if hardiness is made up of commitment, control, and challenge, and it dictates your ability to manage stress, then I guess that would, I mean, control is what she was talking about, right? Oh, sorry. Challenge is what she was talking about. Having enough resources to make sure that you're able to meet the challenge ahead. And I guess, interestingly, this is a personality trait that they're talking about, so I guess this is your predisposition to these 3 things. Oh, I didn't turn on my stream. Whoa. Whoa, what happened? Oh, I see. Whoa, why does that kill it? I just want to go here and it just... Oh, do I have to enable... These aren't friends? Can these things not be friends? Oh, that's so sad. I don't know why. Wait, why? It, like, replaces it. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Oh, there it is. Alright, we chillin'. We big chillin'. Alright, where are we? Okay, these three factors comprise the bulk of hardness definitions and research, although it should be noted that two additional factors have been proposed. Connection has been suggested as the fourth factor, which provides a mechanism to improve hardness by enhancing communication. Interesting. Okay, well, I will. These are proposed. Okay. Mechanisms to improve hardness by enhancing communication during stressful situation and culture has been suggested by the fifth factor, which recommends that hardiness cannot be fully interpreted without considering the wider cultural context of its application. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. As a personality construct, hardness has been thoroughly explored for its relationship to high-performance scenarios. Studies have repeatedly demonstrated that hardness can predict performance during exceptionally difficult training. Success among students, and hardness can provide some protective value against problematic stress. Okay. Hardness also appears to have a significant benefit for adaptability among developing leaders. Thus, for psychological endurance, hardness underscores that sustaining goal-directed behavior can be predicted based on how well individuals adapt to the commitment, control, and challenge dimensions inherent to the hardiness construct. Granted, these attributes are primarily interpreted as trait-level factors, where personality-based predispositions enable subsequent success during difficult circumstances. Developing hardiness therefore maintains a challenging task with intriguing applications. The caveat, similar to grit, is that developing or enhancing hardness requires long-term investment or effort, given that the construct's is primarily rooted. In personality, unloco. Because hardness is primarily conceived as a personality construct, it is often often measured through surveys. Many scales exist. The proper scale can depend greatly upon the population being measured. For example, there are hardness-specific scales to caregivers and athletes. That's the one I want. And employees. Accordingly, there are also scales developed specifically for military populations. Short versions also exist, such as the 15 short hardness scale. I don't need that one. Given the commitment dynamic within hardness, the sensitivity to different populations, the recommendation should be to incorporate the specific context of population when measuring hardness through self-reported survey items. Okay, let's look for this one. I wonder if it's going to be like, bam, there you go. Athletes, hardness for athletes. Athlete hardiness scale. Oh, I typed that wrong. Okay, let's use this one and see if we can find Japanese athletic hop. I don't want Japanese though, because I think Japanese are a little more intense. Maybe it's this one? Okay, there it is. There it is, number 4. Here. Alright. There have been limited amounts of research to examine potential links between hardness and objective performance. Previous researchers have examined hardness in context of flow states, and more broadly as a component of psychological skills training program. Okay, where's this one though? Where's the... Okay, researchers found hardness inversely correlated with injury. Okay. Where is the thing? Is there a scale? There might not be a scale that you can use. Okay, here it is. Here it is. 18 item personality view survey. Yields an overall hardness scale as well as a 6 item subscore. Okay, let's look for this one. Is there not a... I want to use this. Do you have to buy it? Form. No way, for real, did I find it? Shut up, let's freaking go. No. Dang, I thought I found it. Can you take it? Let's try like take. Dang. Sample? Oh, PDF. Forms. Items. Huh. Oh, it's an eating questionnaire. Thought I had it, boys. Life satisfaction. Unlucky. I don't think I can find it. I think this Yamaguchi et al. One is the Japanese one. Okay, let's look up. Ow! Let's search up hardiness questionnaire and see if we can find something. Oh, okay. I mean, okay. Okay. I mean, there's a hardness scale that I guess you could use. Addiction research. Big 5 personality. mean, this is like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's what I do. I like just Google stuff, go down a freaking hole, learn something. What is this? Stress awareness. How tough are you when life gets... Okay, is that the same as the other one? Addiction research. Yikes. Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. Here it is. Look at this. Challenge. Oh, what the freak? Uh-oh, did I download a virus? Whoa, okay. Okay. Interesting. Can I now open this in Firefox? That's interesting. I think, though... That's a long scale. I don't want that one. I just want... I just want... I guess this one is fine, honestly. Not... This personality one, I guess this is good enough. Is this what they cited? Hiring a athlete. Let's look for athlete. Occupational. This is a study, isn't it? Yes, sir. Okay, let's see. Is there more? Polish adaptation. Ah, maybe this is the one. Because I mean, occupation. Occupation is stuff that you do. I'm getting lost and I love it. I want the PDF of the thing, you know what I mean? Like, it is academics, but I want freaking athletics. Alright, let me see what you got. I just want the scale. Oh, is this one? Oh, I don't want to pay for it. I wish there was a free one. You know what I mean? Because if not, we gonna be paying for stuff, and I don't want that. But then how do you score it, you know? Part of it is being able to take it, but then the second part, Giggity, is being able to score it, you know? Well, I found you one. I found you one. Here it is. I found you one. That's the best one I can find. So. I don't know how substantiated it is, but I found you one scale, baby. I found you one scale. Okay. We take that as a dub. We take that as a dub. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Concept: self-control. Self-control. Where am I on this thing? Okay. I have to bring these down a little bit. Oh, that's so shit. My mind map is a little cluttered, but it's fine. We will make it work. Okay. Self-control describes how well individual can regulate impulses. Okay. Okay. Similar ideas may... Okay, regulate impulses, especially in the presence of monetary gratification, indulgence, or temptation. Ooh. Similar ideas may include willpower, ego depletion, and other related concepts. Although self-control provides a more suitable construct for regulating conflicting impulses, notably self-control is about more than stopping problematic impulses. It is also about strengthening desirable impulses. Long-term success can be enabled both by short-term actions to avoid negative impulses and long-term positive actions to shift those negative impulses towards becoming desired behavioral impulses. This component is therefore highly salient during intervention as it directly impacts individual thinking and strategies to maintain self-control. So, what this is also telling me is that although ADHD is a frontal lobe impulse disorder and may be part of your personality, you can still train self-control, is what it's telling me. Basically, what I'm thinking about too, self-control is kind of like the gas and brake. For example, the gas is the impulse and the going of following the impulse, and the brake is the regulation of like stopping the impulses. But what this is also telling me is that the gas does not necessarily need to be like, oh no, I'm doing bad impulsive things, but you can also train your brain to gas positive impulsive behaviors. So gas brake, and how you use your gas and your brake. Because I mean, if you think about responses of your brain, you do have inhibitory and excitatory responses. So basically, it's training your brain, especially if you have ADHD or ADHD-like symptoms, is to train the brake on the impulses and the gas on the negative impulses and the gas of the positive impulses or the behaviors you want to do. I like this. Notably, self-control is about more than just stopping problematic impulses. It's also about strengthening desired impulses. Gas brake. I like that. Okay. For especially intense high-performing situations, such as elite athletic competition or military combat scenarios, self-control also enables an individual to throttle up performance outputs to maximum exertion when such energy expenditure would be beneficial. Yes. Okay, one possible application is the 4-stage cycle of situation, attention, appraisal, response. Okay, I like this. Situation, attention, appraisal, and response, which describes recurring process of impulse control as well as the opportunity to intervene. The latter stages, attention, appraisal, provide opportunities to deploy attention and cognitive appraisal changes in support of response modulation. So basically, I'm guessing how this works is you have the situation, the thing, the event. Then you have your attention that, I guess, either the thing happens, do you attend to it or do you not? And then if you do attend to it, you praise it, and then you respond to it. So this is a thinking part. So I guess in each of these situations or each of these steps, there could be a issue. For example, I guess maybe not a situation, because the situation happens, and then you choose, or may not choose, but maybe impulsive. Do you attend to the thing? Then you evaluate the thing, and then you choose a response. So for example, maybe the attention is there or it's not. Maybe there's a misappraisal of what you find valuable or not valuable, and then how you respond. So I guess each of these steps allow you to think about how you want to modulate your control. Okay, this process may then aid an individual in overcoming negative impulses while enhancing thoughts associated with a more, I guess, yeah. I think I want to copy this and put that here. Okay. This process may then aid an individual in overcoming negative impulses while enhancing thoughts associated with more appropriate course of action. So you have a choice. Another useful system for intervention requires disassociating between the cognitive and situational responses for self-deployment strategies versus other deployment strategies. Self-deployment strategies represent how an individual may enhance self-control, whereas other deployment strategies represent how an organization may help enhance individual control. For intervention and trainings to improve psychological endurance, self-control becomes especially salient because this component represents the active strategy an individual use for self-improvement. So this is actually like the strategy you choose to use, and then depending on that strategy, it also dictates how much cognitive energy or how much energy expenditure you're going to use. Or at the same time, I'm guessing that, for example, even though you're doing things naturally / impulsively, that still must take energy, if you know what I mean. So you're going to be spending energy somehow. The question is, how efficient is that energy you're spending in the strategy you're using for self-control? As a brief example, the 4-stage cycle can be applied to potential alcohol intoxication. I'm interested. The situation involves young sailors going to the bar despite needing to stand watch the next day. Attention deployment all but assures that alcohol will receive significant emphasis in this environment, and the appraisal stage represents the active thought patterns in the moment, such as, let's do shots! These combined factors lead to behaviors of overconsumption that could impair service members' judgment and limit the ability of function on watch the next day, or worse, death. Self-control strategies could intervene at each stage of the impulse generation cycle to enable better outcomes, or at least minimize potential harmful consequences. I like that. Or at least minimize potential harmful consequences. Let's do shots becomes replaced with the moderated, let's just enjoy ourselves and not overdo it. Let's do shots. Let's do a shot. This example is not hypothetical, as higher self-control has been related to more positive outcomes, such as reduced alcohol abuse. In turn, self-control strategies represent a crucial component of any intervention designed to support psychological endurance. Harm reduction. Instead of let's get fucked up, let's get a drink. It's also important to draw a contrast between self-control and self-regulation. I like that. Okay, how are these things same but not different? However, some approaches do differ differentiate them as functional different constructs, such as how self-control may be conceived as as volitional action supporting an achieve. Oh my gosh, let me try again. Such as how self-control may be conceived as volitional action supporting an active goal, and self-regulation may be conceived as maintaining actions to be in line with emotions. Ooh. Interesting. Here, the self-control factor is presented as a superordinate construct that encompasses acts relation to volition, but limited control over actions. Self-control and self-regulation function in a limited capacity subject to exhaustion, much as a physical muscle operates. There are more related concepts with additional nuances, including ego depletion. You know, honestly, I think that's really nice that they put it here. Self-control and self-judgment, self-control and self-regulation function in a limited capacity subject to exhaustion, much as a physical muscle operates. So, why I like this is because it takes energy to do this part. Like, and if you don't have any energy, you can't do this part. You can't push the gas or the brake anymore because you've run out of energy. I can see why they put self-regulation as like a feelings thing versus a self-control as like a doing things. Because I mean, I think with self-regulation there is an emotional component, where basic self-control is like an action-based thing. Fair. I guess that's how they're separating it. So if you're impulsive and stuff like that, remember, this is an energy consumption game. Literature such as the okay, what's the measure? Self-control can be operationed in numerous ways, and indeed this potential diversity is seen across many different studies exploring the topic. For practical applications, self-control can be measured using objective behavioral task and subjective self-report surveys. Objective measures could explore executive function with various tasks, such as the go, no-go paradigm, the stop signal paradigm, Stroop task, and many more. Okay, so this is executive functioning. What is this? Go, no-go paradigm. What is that? Oh, you can actually play this game. We're on a demo. For the following trials, press the space bar if you see the message, do nothing. Whoa! Oh! Ah! Okay, I'm done. I want this to be over, but I feel like I have to... Okay. Okay, interesting. Impulse control. I like the Stroop. Okay. Executive function measures may largely address inhibitory control, which represents a significant psychological literature in and of itself. Furthermore, inhibitory control has been demonstrated as a significant predictor or key military performance variable, such as firing upon a non-hostile target. Fair. Thereby demonstrated the impact of self-control exceptionally high-risk circumstances. Other objective self-control tasks may emphasize delay of gratification or punishment by manipulating a decision to be made. These tasks include the choice delay task or snack delay task. That's the one of you have a marshmallow, you can have one marshmallow now, or we're gonna have 2 marshmallows later, kind of thing. Although many delay of gratification or punishment tasks present a choice to the individual that includes a trade-off between an immediate but smaller outcome and a larger outcome to be offered the following day with some delay. I mean, this is related to games all the time. Can you scale properly, or do you want to go for this fight right now? Even though it may not be as optimal, you still want to do it. Multiple subjective measures also exist for evaluating self-control. These measures could include classic examples. There's a I want to see this. Salesforce, I don't like that, but hey, can I take it for free? Link to the measure. That is not the measure, that is the article. This article. Where's the measure? That's an article. $33 item self-control rating PDF. Child. No, I want the test, bro. I want to take it. Giggity. This. I don't want the brief. I want the full-on 33 scale. Alright, can I? Okay, but like... Where... Oh my god, please have it here. Do I have to buy this? Dude, I want... Forms? Forums? Images? Did we? Did we? Is this free? Administer now? How much is this? Is this free 99? Ugh, pro version. Ugh. I want the 33 item, baby. I guess you don't get this? I want it. I guess you can't have what you don't. You can't have what you want always, I guess. Sad. I want this though. For Chinese. I don't think you can get it. Boo. What's the point? Can you scale? Lame. Unloco. Okay, maybe? Maybe? Oh, it's for children. You lied to me. This is for children. We need adults. Okay. Maybe it was... No, it's 36, yeah? Bro, where are the questions, dog? I want to know if your self-control is good or bad. Okay, while the self-SF... Where is it? Oh, it is right here. I don't think this is it. This doesn't look like self-control. I'm sad. Medical outcomes? No, I don't need that shit. Ah, it's not what I want. Depression. Boo. Do you get this for free? Oh my god. Add up. How? I feel like... To the purchase of this book, professional use copyright. I feel like I really wish there was like a something I could give you to know what your self-control is. But here's the thing, bro. Like, I bet you don't need a self-control test to tell you if you're good at it or not. If you ask, like, you have impulsive problems, you probably say yes or no. Just know it, you know what I mean? But I wish there was something I could substantiate this with. I really wish I could have, like, something without paying money that'd be like, there you go, you have self-control problems. But alas, I think I will have to go find it later. Okay, unlucky. The latter can be administered as a brief scale with only 12 items in the survey. Still, there are related constructs, such as the Barrett Impulsive Scale. Okay, let's see if is this free? Oh, baby. But does it tell you how to score it? Oh, it just lets you do it. Oh, this is sick. Okay. Okay. Is this 33 questions? 30 questions, is that true? Oh, shit! Does it tell you if it's good or not? Okay. Wait, does it tell you, like... Oh, this is interesting. Okay, the total scores can range from 30 to 120. There are limited psychometric studies to help interpreter the score. First or second order scores, however, high scores in the BSL reflect high levels. Okay, I guess higher the score, the more impulsive. Is that what's up? Whoa. Okay, sick. Ouch. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, and this Fui. Okay, that's pretty cool. Does that mean this is what I did? Does that mean I'm really impulsive? Okay. Many scholars report only to the total score. It is recommended that at least the second order factors can be reported to account for the individual contributions. It is rated on a 4-point Likert scale. The total scores can range from 30 to 120. There are limited psychometric studies to help interpret the score, the total score, first or second order scores. However, the higher scores in the BCS 11 reflect higher levels of impulsivity. I'm guessing the higher the score, then, the higher the impulsivity. Bro, this is pretty sick, dude. If that's true. Wow. Okay, sick. Another resource. I'm pretty stoked about that. Bro, sick. Honestly, I think you know though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you know. What I mean by that is, like, I feel like you would know if you're impulsive or not. Like, it's gonna be pretty hard to be like, I'm impulsive or not impulsive, you know? Okay. Ultimately, for any self-control measure, the measurement depends on its oh my god. I can say it in my head, but I can't say it out loud. Operationalize. Oh, nailed it. Objective tasks and subjective surveys can capture different elements depending on how the question is asked while still capturing some dimension of self-control. Psychological endurance applications should focus on the mental strategy component in exploring self-control. Specifically, executive control tasks could focus on inhibitory control, and survey measures could focus on deployment and use of novel strategies to diminish unintended impulses and enhance desirable impulses. The application would emphasize the role of mental strategies to improve self-control and enhance psychological endurance. Okay, fair. Okay. Last one. And then I'll kind of finish this. Okay, resilience describes one of the most measured constructs across human performance application. The most common definition depicts resilience as the ability to bounce back following adversity. Okay. Okay. And resilience has been studied in numerous contexts, including Olympic champions, medical personnel, law enforcement. Any high-intensity scenario is likely has some resilience implications unique to a particular context. However, there are continuing debates about resilience as a concept, such as whether resilience should be characterized as state-based or trait-based attribute. There are also numerous conceptualizations of resilience as it refers across cultures. Moreover, there is one particularly intriguing idea among the recent literature, whereas resilience is a bounce back ability or bounce forward ability. Interesting. Well, I mean, you're bouncing, you know what I mean? Recovering following a setback or bouncing back becomes about returning to the status quo. Conversely, bouncing forward implies incorporating changes learned from experiencing adversity rather than merely restoring previous state. I mean, I feel like you're getting lost in the weeds, because I mean, bounce back to center, bounce forward, you're still bouncing positively, just not backwards. This interpretation conceptualizes resilience as having a progressive dimension that allows the individual to emerge stronger following difficulty. Military applications sought to promote resilience among service members, and resilience, as with the related concepts, has been demonstrated to be an effective predictor of success in military training environments. I mean, yeah. Adopting a more holistic view by incorporating both psychological and physiological elements can enhance the overall concept and application of resilience in high-risk training scenarios. For psychological endurance, resilience describes the ability to recharge. Psychological recovery can repair help sustain goal-directed behavior and motivation, but using language of recharging is particularly apropos to the psychological battery metaphor. Strong resilience can indicate that the individual will recharge quickly following adversity. Conversely, poor resilience could indicate that recharging is a long and potential ineffective process. That is, an individual may not even recover to their prior state, let alone advance beyond where they were. The recharging metaphor also implies the limited nature of psychological endurance. No one can sustain the link between motivation and goal-directed behavior forever. Eventually, the individual will burn out unless there is some avenue to restore lost motivation, and in doing so, further sustain effort to long-term goals. Resilience represents a recharging function that creates a cyclical system able to describe sustained performance to achieve long-term goals. The bounce-forward metaphor becomes conceptualized as the act of recharging, potentially having an impact on maximal capacity, albeit this potential would be rare and significant enough to convey within the model as a shift in individual personality that occurs slowly over time with deliberate effort. Interesting. Interesting. I like this. I guess this serves as the recharge mechanism. Can you bounce back to where you are, thus recharging, or bounce forward? You know what I mean? Okay. Several scales have been widely used to measure resilience. Can you... Whoa, no way. How do you score this, though? I don't need this. I need the scoring now for this thing. Is this a 14 item scale? No, this is 25 item scale. Whoa! I want to see price. Okay, I need the scale, but... Okay, unloco. No way. Boo. Okay. Okay, let's look for another one. Okay, can you take this one? Shut up. Oh, I thought they were actually gonna give it to you. I thought they were gonna give this to you. What the freak? Aww. Shut up. No way. No way. Oh, can you not see it? Do you have to buy it? That's why? Ooh, okay. Let me contact them. Then maybe I can get it. Fun. Okay, cool. Okay, brief resilience scale. Is that a thing? The junk thing is, you need the scale, but then you need to find a way to score it, you know? Okay, well, there's a scale. Okay, other tools likewise have been reduced to make administration easier, particularly for a larger audience. For example, response to stressful events scale. But this measure could be reduced to... Okay, let's see if this is actual thing. It's gonna make me buy it, huh? Oh! But is there a scoring for this? Dang. Okay. It's actually really interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop here. I can pick this up tomorrow. But I think the stream works fine. Stream works alright. It looks better. This was fun. Alright, friends. Well, I shall see you later. I'm thinking tomorrow I can try stream again. I have to re-watch the stream to see how it looks and all this kind of stuff. But I hope you guys learned something. Or nerded out with me, or at least had some fun. If you want to nerd out harder, please visit my website, psychsensei.com. And you can find some more resources there. Or you can just hop on my YouTube channel, or follow me on Twitch, or go into my TikToks, my Twitter, all those kinds of things, and you can never miss a beat. Alright, friends. Well, I'll see you later. Take it easy. Love ya. Mwah. Bye! Oh, and don't forget, strong momentum wins.
That's why night after night I'll be fucking you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 7 days a week, every hour, every minute, every second. You know, night after night I'll be fucking you right. 7 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 7 days a week, every hour, every minute, every second. You know, night after night I'll be fucking you right. 7 days a week.
Tight to take control, tight to take your soul. Take your phone and put it in the camera roll. Leave them clothes at the door. What you ain't for? Better come and hit your goal. He jumping in both feet. Going to the sun up, we ain't getting no sleep. 7 days a week, 7 different sheets, 7 different angles. That could be your fantasy. Open up, say ah. Come here, baby, let me swallow your pride. What you want, I can match your vibe. Hit me up and I'ma cha-cha slide. You make Mondays feel like weekends. I make him never think about cheating. Got you skipping work and meetings. Fuck it, let's sleep in.